When I first got on Instagram after my divorce, I enjoy booties. Fine. That's what I do. And once I realized that other individuals were watching it and they told me what I was doing, I said, I got to clean up this Instagram. I said, so what do I need to do? I need to get rid of that stuff, and I need to implant more money, more power, more motivation. And I started to change the people I follow and what I do. These were one of the accounts that I follow. I've been following these guys since they were doing it at a kitchen table. I have watched it close. It is, listen, I got to give you your flowers, man. Because here's the thing. You don't realize who's watching sometimes. You have no idea. Move closer so we can see both of y'all, because I can only see the side of your head, Troy. So thank you very much. Yeah, listen, if y'all got COVID, y'all got it already. I watched them do this from a kitchen table. From somebody took a kitchen table and said, hey, put this kitchen table here. From that to Rick Ross, Jim Jones, Alex Good Energy, like that Joe, the growth has been amazing. And the reason that I'm giving them their flowers is because it didn't happen right away. There was a lot of darkness until we got to this point. I caught them a little bit before the rap dude came on. A little bit before that, I caught him because it started coming on my feed. And when the rap dude came on, I was absolutely blown away by the rap he gave. And I said, you know something? These brothers are on to something. And since then, people, not only have they turned around and turned the YouTube channel into something crazy. Where are you guys on Apple in terms of podcasts?
Yeah, I think we're like number 10 right now.
Yeah, probably. We usually in the top 10. We live in the top 10, top 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is amazing for two black dudes from the streets, it's from the Bronx, to be in this space. So let's start here. Did you guys come from any type of money? Were your parents wealthy? Did they have a little bit of money? What was the start?
Yeah, we come from just, regular working class environments. Troy, he's his parents are Jamaican, so they immigrants, so that they had that side of the table with him. And for me, my mom, school teacher, my dad was always an entrepreneur. That's something that I really, really am thankful for. And even though it wasn't like, millionaire, billionaire level, most entrepreneurs, are struggling, but for me, it was just able to see somebody that was always willing to risk it and always willing to just, work for himself and never work for anybody. That always was something that I appreciated early on. And I really am thankful that I got to witness that, because most of, my friends, they didn't have that. So that was something that was a blessing for me. So even though, we didn't grow up wealthy by the standards of, how we measure money today, it was definitely a privileged upbringing, being that, we both have both parents. So that within itself is a privilege within itself, unfortunately, but it is. And B, the education as far as, just to be able to see somebody that was working, his parents and my parents, both working, and taking care of their children is something that now, as a parent, I appreciate it. You don't understand that as a child, but now you're a parent and you got a business and you got to take care of your child, and you understand it's not easy. So, but yeah, we didn't come for money. We came to. I think that's why people really appreciate us, because they, like you said, you saw it firsthand. We was filming with an iPhone. That was his dining room table.
That was my dining table, man. Give my dining table some respect.
No. People say you understand. No, sir. It was, let's get this kitchen table. We're going to do this with this iPhone. And listen, take the lampshade off. We need some light. Okay, to where we are now. As a father and a parent, one of the main things that I'm here to do is to make sure that the next generation grows. Now, as a older brother to my younger brother, I was basically, for the most part, like his dad. I'm here as a record executive. He's going there. He's the head of black music at a record label. He's now taking it someplace I haven't. What do your parents say now? What are they saying based on where you guys have taken it? Because you've taken it someplace that they didn't.
Yeah, I think that's the goal, right? Every generation is supposed to get better than the next. Our parents are always proud. I mean, my mom actually had a moment the other day where somebody was wearing a shirt and she recognized it, and it was a proud moment for her to tell us that that was her son who, you know, is owning that company. But I always talk about the generational pass down, right? So like first gen, like Shadi said, my parents are from Jamaica, and so I'm first generation American, but I got to see the hard work, sacrifice, and dedication that it took to even get here and to actually have a life here. And so like now I apply what I've seen from them, add education plus resource to it, and now you see earn your leisure. So now the goal now is to make sure that the next generation, which probably didn't see the hard work of my parents, actually we have to install it in them. So it's a proud thing for my parents, but as a parent, we know there's a more of a responsibility for the next generation, because what we see, especially with people who have wealth, is that it might last one generation, but it doesn't get to the third because they miss some steps. And so it's a tremendous responsibility to make sure that we can make sure that we have generational wealth.
Okay, so with that being said,
yeah,
what are you teaching your kids right now, even at this level? What are you teaching your kids? Because that is the thing that scares me. My brother, he had it all here. He went and did his own internship. He blew it up. But now I have to give this to my kids. I don't know if my kids are gonna have that, you know, that thing. What advice can you give somebody as a parent, even me as well? How do we get our kids on the next level, and what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, it's interesting because I feel like my son, he watched me grow up, and I watched him grow up. So he's 10, and he's watched my elevation, and so it's like he's seeing me grow in real time. So I think he's appreciating the work that I put in, and he's appreciating the growth because he actually gets to see it. So it's a cool experience. Like as I'm watching him grow, he's watching me grow at the same time. So I think that hopefully he has an appreciation that it didn't come overnight. Like it didn't just happen overnight. Like he literally saw it from 0 to 10. So what I'm trying to instill in him is just the work ethic. Like, you know, just the work ethic is something that I think I don't want that to be lost. Like, you know, as far as, you know, him, if he's allowed some privileges that I didn't have, that's only because his father worked really, really hard to provide those for him. So it's a blessing. And, you know, I'm happy that he's able to have opportunities like that. But he needs to fully appreciate why he has those opportunities. So for me, it's just a matter of just keeping him grounded, keeping him active, and making sure that he understands that nothing just comes out the sky. Everything is worked for.
Yeah, and I think one of the things, because our kids are the same age, my daughter's about to turn 10 next week, even if they don't see the hard work, they'll see the level of commitment. And so they see how committed that we are to something. And so like that will hopefully pass down to anything that they want. Like you said, that sometimes they have been afforded luxuries that we didn't have growing up, but it shouldn't be any other way. But another thing that we also showing them is the amount that it costs to be in this position, right? It doesn't come easy. And so we're teaching them how to be investors and now consumers. And so like even now when they're running around and playing Roblox, I'm explaining to them, listen, this costs money, right? So every time you spend, you got to save. We just had this conversation yesterday. My son wanted to buy $4 in Roblox. I said, well, you're going to need $10 to do it because we're going to need to save 60%. And he was like, what? I'm like, you'll understand it when you don't have any money. And so like these lessons are being taught on a daily basis at a level that they can understand it.
Got you. I want to say something, people. I got to break in and just say something. Their YouTube channel, which is Earn Your Leisure, correct?
Yes, sir.
Just letting people know, is a must-watch on a binge level. Right after I got out of the hospital, when I could actually move and sit up straight, I called Rashad and I said, yo, bro, give me everything you got. Because I had looked at 1 or 2 videos right as I was starting to get out the hospital. and I've binge watched everything. You gotta watch the Rick Ross one. I love that, and a bunch of other ones. But anyway, how did you guys? I just want people to know that you have to go to that channel and watch, whether it's Market Mondays, whether it's just the interviews that you got, just some of the knowledge that you're giving is important. But I'll dig into another part of that shortly. How did you guys meet? How did you guys come together to make this thing?
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, we met in school actually. Like, so I'm a little younger than him, so I was in 6th grade, he was in 8th grade, and we went to it was a movie that was getting filmed in Madison Square Garden, and they had a bunch of extras. So it was like a bunch of kids from our neighborhood. They took us and we was extras in the movie, and everybody knew me, but I didn't know Troy. Troy was new to the neighborhood, and you know it's actually ironic because like on a podcast I usually talk a lot more than Troy, but I'm naturally more of an introvert, and he's a lot more outgoing, fun. Like, you know, he's like the life of the party. I'm like more just staying my vibe. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when he saw me for the first time, he was like, they call me Shotty. So he's like, yo, Shotty, da-da-da-da. And I'm looking at him like,
hold on, like Shotty from Tekashi 6ix9ine. You better drop that name.
That's the other Shotty.
You better drop that name, sir. Keep talking.
So he was like, yo, Shotty, what's up? And I was looking at him like, yo, why is he talking to me? I don't know him. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's just the kind of person that he is. Like, he's just a real warm, welcoming person. And that was the first time we met. Like, I was probably 12 years old. He's probably like 14 years old. And we've been rocking ever since, 20 plus years. So, yeah. You know, this is before Earn Your Leisure. We speak every single day. So it's not something, a lot of times, you know, people break up podcasts or groups or things because it's like, the chemistry is not there, but our chemistry was already there way before we had any business dealings. Like, you know, we real family. So, you know, it's like, it's bigger than just Earn Your Leisure. Like, we speak every single day, and it's not just us too. It's a bunch of people that we have. Everybody that we have with us, we pretty much grew up with, went to high school with. So it's just a real family. You know, we argue, we fight just like any other family. But at the end of the day, you know, it's deeper than just business with us because we actually know each other for 25 years.
Yeah, we have a business discrepancy. We still family, mm-hmm. Right? So we still got to come over to my crib. I still got to see him. I still got to talk to his sister, his mom. Like, right. You there's a bond that can't be broken. So people always ask us, what's the secret formula? I'm like, here's what you do. Find a friend, talk to them every day for 25 years, and then try to create a business with them. That's the formula.
Got you. So you still got to beat his kids. He still got to know that your son can't read. He can't read. I'm with you on that. So you said
exactly. That's for real.
Everybody that's down with you, you know each other. So right before I hop into like the beginnings of this, tell everybody who's down with you. Of course, one of my good friends, Ash Cash from Harlem, is down with y'all. One of the dudes, I just met him, but I love him to death. MG, the mortgage guy, is down with you. Of course, the Wall Street Trapper. It's almost like listening to Birdman talk about fucking stocks. It's over because he's from New Orleans, people. So it's almost like listening to Birdman or Lil Wayne. No. Juvenile talk to you about stocks. But so tell them, give everybody your lineup so they know a little bit about each person and what they do.
Yeah, I mean, so the immediate, before we even go there, like we have like Earn Your Leisure, the company is me, Troy. Then we have another partner, Mike. He's behind the scenes. Then we have his brother, Dan, his other brother, Rich. Another one of our friends, Jamal. My sister, Tahira. Troy's wife, Danielle. Abdullah, he's from our neighborhood. So like you said, it's a real family. That's the company. Then we have people that we've met along the journey who become part of our family also. Of course, MG, the mortgage guy, that's the bro. Mm-hmm. Shout out to MG, he's our business partner. And just a really, really good dude. Wall Street Trapper, that's the bro. Ian Dunlap, master investor. We have a show with him called Market Mondays, which is an investment show. Mm-hmm. Of course, my boy, him 500. That's my guy right there, man. He's a legend within himself. Alex Good Energy, somebody that we speak to all the time. We got trucks. I know you was interested in that. Mm-hmm. Our truck just got up and running. So Alex Good Energy. I don't even want to forget anybody because it's like so many people. Nehemiah Davis, like literally, like everybody's our friend pretty much in the financial literacy space. And that's really what we built. Like I look at us as like a record label. we're like Motown Records. Like, you know what I mean? You got a bunch of stars. Like, yeah. Like, you know, it's like we're like Cash Money or like, you know, that type of business where we're not just like individual stars ourselves. We just fostered a family. We built the house. And then we got a bunch of superstars that we just connected with. And a couple of them, like Wall Street Trapper, like Ian, like MG, we gave them their push to the world. And, you know, we was able to, you know, like kind of break them in a sense. But, yeah, I mean, the list goes on and on and on, man. We can sit here for hours talking about everybody.
I was going to say, we didn't even mention Ash Cash, but Ash Cash, Dave Chance, Dave McCullough.
I rock with Dave Chance.
So also what we did also is we have a podcast network going back to the record label.
There you go, right there.
Shout out to him 500.
Big boss man, him not them.
I just got turned on to him 500. I don't know much about him. I know that y'all were all at the conference. I definitely want to chop it with him and get to know a little bit more about him. All I know is the man is fat. So I know that if you can wear that shit, I can wear it. So I need to have a fat conference with him. Me and him need to talk.
He be throwing that. He be throwing it on. He be throwing the Burberry. He be throwing it on.
He's killing him. He's killing him. I see this man with all kinds of stuff. With him. What size is this? I don't know this man. So
ain't no days off for my boy. Ain't no days off for my boy.
So him 500. If you get a chance, man, hop in and chop it with me. Just hit me on the DM. So how do you guys start this? You're how old? And what's the genesis of this? How does it start? Because everything has to start.
It started way before the podcast, actually. Shai's financial advisor. I'm an educator. And so I was teaching in New York City. And obviously I knew that there was things that weren't being taught in school. And so I had the summer program. And I was trying to create it. They gave me a blank canvas to create a program. And so one of the things I knew I wanted to implement was financial literacy. And I was like, all right, I could do it. But it's not going to be the same unless I got a financial advisor with me. And so I asked him to come teach financial literacy every week to the kids. And he was like, I'm not sure about it. I'm like, nah, man, we need this. It's important for the kids. We're going to pay them at the end. It's the first time they come into contact with money. And so this is very important. And so every summer, I never had to pay him. He was just like, I'm going to show up. And we would write lesson plans. And to the point where he just got so good at it, he was like, I'm like, you got the lesson plan? He's like, I got one for you. Let's go. And so from there, he just went crazy with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure.
And to be honest with you, the one thing, and I'm talking as a celebrity, I'm talking as somebody who has done this at a high level and made millions. Alex Good Energy was good. I see he's in here. Shout to Alex Good Energy. I got to get to you later. Answer your damn text, bro. But we're not getting, you know how people get busy, you do anything. Anyway, the one biggest mistake that I made, fellas, was that I made the money, but I didn't do nothing with it. So my parents my mother was a school teacher and my father was a foreman at the dry cleaners. They didn't have no idea. My father came from a family with money they were working people, but he didn't get down like that. He didn't get down on no entrepreneurial thing. So I had I had to figure it out on my own. So I was coming across $1 and $2 and $3 million, but I'm buying a $1.7 million house with 5 cars, taking care of 8 people. If I would have slowed down and went to the $225,000 house and put my money into this, and this, I'd probably be in a different place. Not mad, because until you take your last breath, you still have an opportunity to do it, people. Ray Kroc started McDonald's at 53. Colonel Sanders started selling chicken at 87, okay? So it's never like you can't do that. Keep that in the back of your mind. Financial literacy is everything, man. And that's why I wanted you guys on here so bad. Alex Energy, him 500, because now we're starting to see black people in this space. And that's important. And when black people do something, they become the Tiger Woods of the shit, the Michael Jordan of the shit. So I'm just happy that you guys are doing this and making it happen. Financial literacy. How can we get people of color to accept this and to really come in? Because again, if I would have took that 1.6 million and those 5 BMWs and Range Rovers, I got like $2.5 million. I could have turned that into 40 million.
Mm-hmm.
What What can you say to the person like me that didn't have any understanding of what to do, but came into money, or just has a little bit of money? What can you say to them?
Yeah, I think education is everything, man. Education is the most important thing in the world, and that's why I think, you know, we have the best product in the world as far as education, because it's so vital. If you really think about it, like, one decision can make or break your life. And for me personally, I'm not running anybody else's race. I think a lot of times, especially in our culture, we try to impress other people, and we try to measure our success based off of somebody else's success. So meaning, you can have, you know, $1 million house, but if your friend has a $2 million house, you feel like you're not good enough. So you're going to stretch yourself to get the $2 million house, even though you might not be able to afford the $2 million house. Like me, I'm not really concerned about what anybody is doing. So I'm just running my race. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of times financial peer pressure is a really big thing. And we try to put ourselves in situations that we might not be ready for at that point in time. At that moment, it might not be your time to get a $2 million house. It might be 5 years down the line, or 10 years down the line, or next year, whoever. So that's the first thing. It's just, we have to understand delayed gratification. We have to understand that, you know, no matter how much you stunt, and no matter how much you try to impress other people, that's not going to make you feel good about yourself, because you're just going to keep doing it over and over. It's just like jewelry. Like, you can buy one chain, and if that one chain still not going to make you feel good, you got to buy 2 chains, 3 chains, 5. Before you know it, you got 10 chains on your neck, and you still don't feel good about yourself. So it's a deeper psychological issue than just spending money. Spending money is not going to solve it. So that's the first thing. And then we have to understand that, you know, when you learn about money, you understand that it's a lot more gratifying to put money into a business or money into an investment, because you know that it's going to grow over the course of time, right? Whereas if I spend it psychologically, now I'm more concerned, I'm worried, because I'm like, all right, now how am I going to get it back? Where if I put it into an investment, I don't really have to worry about getting it back right now, but I know if I leave it in there and it's a solid investment, I did my research, I did my due diligence on it, it's going to come back to me 2, 3, 4 times. So I'm not even worried about that. Here, put this 100,000 here, put 50,000, put 1,000, whatever it is, just put it away, because it's going to come back. Now let's get more money, and let's keep doing that. And now we don't really have to worry about living a day-to-day rat race. So for me, once I understand that, and then I understood the principles of getting paid every single day. Like me personally, I need to get paid every single day for my services. If you really think about it, we train to get paid 2 times a month. Like, and we save. Like, it's like you get paid on the 15th, you scrambling, you holding out, trying to like not spend that much money to the 15th. And then by the time you get paid on the 15th, you spend all of your paycheck, and then you got to wait to the 30th to get paid again. We normalize that because that's just normal to us. Like, that's what we know, right? But it's like, if I got expenses every single day I have to eat, every single day I have to travel, I have to do stuff every single day. That means I need to have money coming in every single day. So once I understood that, that really just changed my whole life and my whole trajectory. Like, I need to set up streams of income, multiple streams of income, where I can have money coming into the bank account every single day.
Yeah. And just to add to that is education plus mindset, right? So my man Derek Falcon told me, look, when we don't know what to do, we do what we know, right? So if we come in contact with money, we don't know what to do with it, we're going to spend it. And that's been happening for generations. It doesn't matter if there's a lottery winner or somebody's going to professional athletics or somebody's an entertainer. We don't know what to do with it, we're going to spend it. And so once you have that mindset of like, look, money is not just the end all be all, but it's a tool to actually get more, right? We always say that, like, yo, you got to treat it like a worker. You worked hard for the money, now have the money go work hard for you. And so that slow, delayed gratification over time, 5, 10 years, you planning on being here, you're going to see that money climb, right? Like, then you're not worrying. The money's going to be paying you. You know what I'm saying? But our mindset is so jacked, like, all right, I made this money, let me go spend it. Yeah, I made $1 million, let me go get the $1 million house. If we have the proper education plus mindset, we already know that, all right, well, $1 million is not enough.
And that's something, before we go to the next topic, shout out to Derek Falcon. That's one of the most profound things ever. When you don't know what to do, you do what you know.
What you know. Yep.
Do what you know.
You do, if you do that, you know, that's a gem. And even me, I always use myself as an example, because guess what? Nobody's perfect. And like I said, I did it and have done it on a high level. And I did stupidity with my money. I wasn't trying to keep up with people, but I was trying to live my life. I'm not a jewelry person, but I like nice houses. So I had, you know, I brought my house from DJ Envy, and then I brought a 1.6 from him, and he went to a 3 million. And I had a nice house. I did everything. And then when the divorce came, everything got broke up. That's life. We could live with that. What I want you guys to tell everybody is, how did you get to start owning businesses? So what are some of the businesses you have? Because I know you have the trucking company with that Alex Good Energy helped you with. When I saw that decal come off of that, I was mad happy. And it wasn't even my truck. I was mad happy because I see what y'all are doing. So my question is, how many businesses do you have, if you want to share that? And how does a person that has nothing, what is the pathway from consumer to entrepreneur? Yeah,
I mean, I'll answer that question for you. That EYL truck has become legendary, man. That truck has become a legend within itself. But you know what? The first thing is you have to be willing to change your mindset, and it's a big difference between working for money, being a worker, an employee, and understanding that as a business owner, you might not get paid for a year. Like, it took almost 18 months before we took any money from Earn Your Leisure to pay ourselves. So the average person is saying, okay, I need to work, and I need to get paid for the work that I'm doing. But as a business owner, you have to understand that you're working to plant a seed to get paid later. Mm-hmm. You're not working to get paid right now. And sometimes you might not get paid for years. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's like, you got responsibilities. You got to pay. If you have employees, your employees have to get paid before you get paid. So that's the first thing to just understand. Like, it's not the same. People get frustrated because they start a business and they expect to get paid right away, and the money's not coming in. And if you're in a relationship, it's important to understand that if your spouse, if your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever, has a business, you have to be willing to take that ride with them. you gotta
let me stop you. Y'all have to, if you have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever you got, you have to understand that an entrepreneur, somebody who's trying to make something, is not doing something that is, quote, the regular thing. There's going to be late nights. There's going to be struggles. There's going to be no sleep. There's going to be a lot of different things. Again, in order for me to get to where I needed to go to be a record executive, which was my first stop in the music industry, I had to do an internship. I worked at Mount Sinai Hospital in the laundry department. I did that from 7 to 3. Then I went from 3 o'clock to 11 o'clock to the record label as an intern for a year and a half. It does not happen right away. If you have somebody in your life that's trying to make it, you have to understand this is someone who is trying to do something that is above average. And you have to be ready to ride with them. Number two, if you're the person trying to do it, you have to understand you might lose somebody. On the way to that dream, you may lose somebody. That may be your brother, your girlfriend, your sister. You may lose them from a bunch of different angles. Them putting their insecurities on you. You're not spending enough time. I always say to people, if you want to be in the music industry and you're serious, drop your girlfriend or drop your boyfriend, because you're not going to be able to do it all. But you bring a really good point when you say that. Continue.
Yeah, so
that just prefaces by saying that I got a really good support system. I appreciate you.
No, tighten yourself up. You gotta go home. Tighten it up.
No, that's a major key. That's a major key.
No, that's a fact.
That's a major key. But so I just wanted to put that out there, because people see the glitz and glamour, but they don't see, like, what goes behind the scene. So for us, as far as how we started our business, we didn't start our business with any money. You got to understand, like, a podcast is something that's a very low cost of entry. This is why everybody has a podcast now, right? And I'm not mad at it, but I feel like the podcast game, anybody can start a podcast. So we started a podcast literally with an iPhone. We had 3 iPhones, and we had some microphones. So yeah, we had no startup capital. Yeah. So where we are now, as far as our businesses that we have now, of course, we have, our media company, Earn Your Leisure, which is, the podcast, everything that encompasses. We have a podcast network. We have the trucking business. We have the merch business. We have our touring once America has opened back up, so we're going to get on the road. We're going to start doing that. We have a lot of partnerships that we work with people as far as our affiliate program, things of that nature. So that's the truth. Yeah.
I see the energy drink, all that kind of stuff. I see it. And I also see the trucking, and everybody say, oh, here we go with the trucking again. I just want to say one thing, and I know Alex, Good Energy is on here. When I was remanded, when I got back on the repatriation flight, so there were flights from England, because I was in England doing a tour. It was me, Nelly, Blue Cantrell, Eve, Salt and Pepper, Shaggy, and Nelly. And when the coronavirus hit, the U.S. government started doing repatriation flights. So they was like, yo, man, you get on this flight and get back to America because we're going to lock it down in a minute. When I got back, everything was silent. Remember, nobody could go outside. Nobody could go outside. Nobody could do nothing. So I'm sitting in my house, and I'm not hearing shit but the crickets. Now, you know, if you live in an area with a lot of traffic and you hear crickets, you know that nothing's happening. Nobody's outside. But I hear one thing. I hear that truck going. And immediately I said, wait up, hold on. I'm in the wrong business. And I start studying this trucking thing. So when I see you guys doing that, I'm like, wow, you know, this is a smart way to make money. Has the trucking business, have you gained anything from it yet? What's happened with that specific part of your portfolio?
Yeah, we just got that up and on the road. So we're finishing our first week. By the middle of next week will be our first full week. So we're looking pretty good. The first day I think we made a couple thousand. So we're looking pretty good. We'll have an update next week with our first full week on the road. So yeah, but one lesson that we learned from trucking is patience, and we took a lot of unexpected hurdles. Well, not even else. It's a lesson. It's a lesson. But like, you know, as far as our insurance and driver and different things of that nature, so it's not as easy as just getting a truck and just getting up and rolling. But as any business, no business is, you know, just you get it and you just get up and running. So fortunately for us, you know, we had the financial wherewithal to kind of, you know, get through that. But it taught us a lot, because during that process we're learning of like, oh, I didn't even know about this insurance. I didn't know about this, and you got to get this driver. So yeah, so you know, it's a tedious process, but we're up and running now. And yeah, shout out to Alex, shout out to driver Demetrius, and yeah, we getting it going. But this year we want to make it a goal where we want to do 10 businesses. So we got a lot of stream of income, but we want to do 10 businesses from past shows that we've done. So trucking is the first. Vending machines.
Let me talk about that real quick. So the vending machine business is something that was super incredible. Shout out to our boy Kashif, episode 63, if you ain't check it out. So our old high school, you know, we went back for a second. I spoke to some of the kids. They were in our programs, and they were like, Troy, I want to be an entrepreneur. I'm like, well, which episode do you want to look at? And he was like, let me look at the vending machine. So my young boy Dominic, shout out to him, he watched it and said, I want to do that. I said, all right, let me see if you're really serious. I want you to study and give me your notes. He gave me his notes. I was like, this guy's really serious. I had another young guy who works with us now, Abdullah. He was like, look, I got a plan. We can go back to the old high school and put some vending machines in. They didn't have any. I said, that sounds cool, but what else can we do? And so we came up with a plan. But now we're putting the vending machines in the school, but we're actually giving the money back to the school. So a portion of the proceeds is now going to go to the senior class every year of our old high school. So a lot of people come back to their old school and say, they haven't done anything. And I'm like, we're creating our own ecosystem inside of our old school, and eventually it'll be our own district. So we're super, super excited about that. That's probably going to be launched next week. Yeah. So be on the lookout.
I like that. Shout out to my dude, the vending biz. He put me up on a lot about vending as well. People, I want to say one thing, because we're talking about business, and I need you to understand this. Nothing is easy. Being Fatman Scoop is not easy. Blowing up EYL from two dudes at a kitchen table, it's not easy. If you get into something where you're not being regular, it's going to be a war. If you're not ready for a war, be a consumer, be a worker. But anything that you do where you're trying to be great or create something, that creates generational wealth. You're gonna have a fight. You're gonna have bumps in the road, L's, everything. I'm not walking in the truck and saying I'm going to be okay. No, hell no. You got to take L's. There's no way around L's. You have to take them. That's what it is. Number two is, although I knew it, I got away from it. Very important message for everybody here. You need to have more than one stream of income. I just want to share this so everybody understands the mindset. I make a lot of money performing. I go to over 80 countries a year on a regular basis before pandemic. But I learned one thing. If you have one stream of income, it's gone, you're a wrap. So I used to sell mixtapes, sell shirts, do something, but I got so damn comfortable with so much money coming in, I said, I don't have to do anything else. No, you have to have multiple streams of income, and also your sit down in a chair game needs to be as good as your outside and go perform game. And that's the thing that I love about you guys. You now have multiple streams of income where you can sit down. And it is what it is. The Wall Street Trapper is in the building. Like I said, you know, I love you, brother, because it's like listening to Juvenile talk about stocks. You know I love
brother,
you.
what up, brother?
You weren't here when I said it, but that's how I feel. It's like, you know, listening to Juvenile talk about stocks. So moving forward, again, you've got all the companies, right? What are your plans moving forward? Where do you want to take this?
You know what? It's crazy that you say that, because I was in the shower. I get like just random ideas, like in just like random times. So, you know, I was just doing some reflection, and it's like we started Earn Your Leisure as a podcast. And now I don't even know what it is now. Like, we have a podcast network, we have a media company, we have a trucking business, vending machine, we're about to get Airbnb. It's a whole conglomerate. Yeah. And I was thinking, like, all right, what is because I mean, we're far past the podcast point at this point. So I'm thinking like, I'm like, we're like the new Black Enterprise. But then I'm like, you know what? Even more fitting is kind of like BET. It's kind of like BET.
Minus the ghetto-ness.
No.
Minus the
Minus the
twerk.
No, for sure.
Minus the twerk.
No, for sure. But when I was thinking about it, I'm like, you know, BET is an entertainment. We're not really entertainment, we're education. So it's like Black entertainment television, even though it's not just all Black, but most of the people that we have on is Black, but anybody can listen to it. But I'm looking at it like, at this point, we almost got daily programming on our YouTube channel. We got MG the Mortgage Guy, we got our real estate show. We got our stock show with Ian, Market Mondays. We have a mental health show, Inception. Shout out to them. Shout out to Elizabeth and Dave. We have Ash Cash. His show is going through the roof right now. So we almost have like 6 shows on our YouTube channel. Like, it's like daily content. And it's like, I'm understanding, I'm seeing the landscape of how this thing is progressing. So I'm like, all right, this is kind of turned into like a BET situation where it's a full-blown media company, and we didn't even get a chance to touch overseas yet. Like, you know, we're going to go to London. We got a bunch of stuff planned for the UK. Like, UK, we have a very strong following in the UK, and they don't really have like a Earn Your Leisure. They don't have that in the UK. So I'm like, all right, we need to set up kind of like an Al Jazeera. It's like Al Jazeera started in the Middle East, but now they got Al Jazeera America. They got Al Jazeera South America. So it's like, don't be surprised when you see the UK division of Earn Your Leisure, the Africa division,
it's gonna be crazy, the
Caribbean division, Canada, Toronto, Canada. So this thing is a snowball that's turned into an avalanche. So to say it's just like, so like, we even talk about EYL University.
Somebody put that in there. Shout out to all the earners,
EYL University.
Shout out to all of them.
It's the biggest. So it's almost 10,000 people in there. So, you know, it's very humbling, because if you think about it, like, all of this started, like you said, from a dining room table and one podcast. So from one seed planted a whole forest. Yeah, and it's about the forest about to turn into a rainforest.
Yeah. That's why I said, I just had this conversation the other day when we was playing the same thing. It was like, yeah, EYL, we touch on American issues, but imagine when we go to Ghana and have EYL Ghana, and now you have 100 million people that look like us listening. You see what I'm saying? Like, we took that from sports. We watched Muhammad Ali do the Rumble in the Jungle, and it was like, wait, that wasn't just a boxing match. That was like, I'm about to take over the entire world. And so we're doing that now from the business side. Nah, it's not just America. It's Africa. It's going to be Europe. It's going to be the Far East. Like, we trying to just get education to everybody because everybody can use it. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's not just for one group of people. The education is for everybody. Who chooses to listen is the people who need it the most. You know what I mean?
A world tour, a world tour. This is why we kind of been, we give you exclusive. We giving you an exclusive here. Like we haven't done any in-person event since COVID. We just been marinating, building momentum, building steam. Because where this is headed is a world tour arena in Johannesburg, South Africa, London, Toronto, Canada, Kingston, Jamaica.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know. I'll DJ. Let me know. I'll DJ. I'll light it up for y'all. I'll light it up for y'all.
Whatever I say, y'all got to do.
Whatever I say, y'all got to do. EYL, we want to. We would do that all day. We do that all day. And listen, if you need any help overseas, my office is in London. My business is in London. You know, I'm very plugged in Europe and stuff like that because that's where I do the majority of my stuff. For someone, and like all the EYL people have been shouted out in here, Wall Street Trapper, of course, Shams, Alex Good Energy is in here, all the people in here, they all got shouted out in here. For someone who is sitting, last question, for someone who is sitting here and works a regular job, maybe gets paid $13 an hour, doesn't have anything, what do you tell them about getting started? Because that's the hardest point. Somebody who just has nothing and doesn't know where to start. Not like me, how I can put a little money in here. Somebody who has nothing. How do we get them started on the path to either entrepreneurship or investing? Walk me through.
Yeah, I would say this to start. I wouldn't say they have nothing, right? Because as long as they're alive and breathing, they got a chance to win.
So, that's exactly how I feel. Continue.
You know what I'm saying? So I can speak for myself because I came from the 9-to-5 world, and there's no knock on it, right? It allowed us to not take any profit for 12 to 18 months while we were doing this. But I would say find your purpose, right? Don't chase cash, chase your purpose. We didn't have to deviate. I know people looking at like, how did this come about? If you think about it, we didn't really deviate from who we were. I was an educator. He was a financial advisor. We're teaching financial literacy. It's a perfect marriage, but we were already doing that prior to anything. And so rather than chase money, we said, all right, well, how can we use these gifts that we've been given, these skills that we have? A lot of times people don't even realize that they have skills. They just kind of overgloss them. Like, oh yeah, I kind of do that. No, that's a skill. You are meant to do that because somebody else can't do that. And so find your purpose and try to build on the purpose, right? I could have been in a building teaching children, right? I did that for 15 years. I'm still educating, just on a different platform where there's no ceiling to where I can go.
And no bad kids that don't listen. You can't read. It's better this way, sir.
Another thing, like for me, I wish it was like education. I could say like stuff like save, education, all that. But for me, I can only speak for me personally. And like one of my favorite songs Tupac made was Hail Mary. And I forgot what outlaw said it, but he was like, when I was there broke, I had to hustle till dawn. That's when the sun came up. And that's my story. Like, you know what I mean? So I like, when I was there broke, I had to stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning. I still do that from like time to time and figure it out. And it's like, people like, well, I don't want to stay up to 2 o'clock. Well, you don't want it bad enough. I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is America. Like, you have opportunity. It's up to you to do it. Education is something that nobody can say that we're not educated now. Like, we have resources. We have resources. Like, we have resources to stay up, to educate yourself, to figure it out, to hustle, to get 2 jobs, to save your money, to invest. So all of this stuff is stuff that we preach every single day. Invest in your education, tap in, learn, hustle. But ultimately, it's up to you to really how bad you want it. So like I said, I can only speak for me personally. Nobody gave me anything. Like, it was times I didn't have any money. I didn't have no money. I didn't borrow money from anybody. I figured it out. I stayed up. I figured it out. I worked. I was on Instagram. I understood that. I understood that Instagram. I wanted to be an Instagram star way before we had Earn Your Leisure. I thought that I had something to give to the world. So I have 500 followers. I'm like, I know if I can get enough followers, we can figure it out. So when I got 30,000 followers, now we start Earn Your Leisure. I didn't know it was going to turn into what it is now, but I knew if I just kept putting out content, it's on my phone, it's free. All I got to do is pay my phone bill, keep my phone up and running, and just record myself. We could just make something happen. So that's what happened. So I don't want to sound like I don't have sympathy or like, you know, but this is just real. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like at the end of the day, we got to stop, like, you know, blaming other people, because we already know the challenges. You black. Like, that's another thing, like Derek Falcon said, like, if you black, when it's sunny, you got to go outside with an umbrella, because anything can happen. You prepare for the BS at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you already prepared for the BS at the beginning. So it's nothing to even talk about. It's like, you either going to do it or you're not going to do it.
That's a fact. And like, think about that. So he's like, what he's saying is 1000% accurate. Like, up at 4 o'clock in the morning. When I saw he was doing that level of dedication, I said, all right, well, I got to wake up at 5. If he's going to sleep at 4, I got to wake up at 5. Like, now I'm challenging myself. So, like, now earn your leisure, don't sleep. If he's going to sleep, all right, I'm up. I'm starting my day. Then I'm going to work. You know what I mean? Like, I'm up reading 5 in the morning.
Yep.
Till 6, 7 o'clock, then going to work. And then doing the same thing when I come home. But it takes that level of sacrifice, that level of dedication. That's why I said it's important. Like, I know I kind of was jokingly saying it, but it takes communication. It takes a really good support team, right? Because there are going to be things that you're going to miss. There are some travel won't permit you to do things. So it takes a level of sacrifice. It takes dedication, but it also takes teamwork, right? Like, I can't do this without them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we built this together. So anytime I see my brothers, like, all right, well, he ain't gonna be up for this. All right, I gotta take care of this now.
Right.
And most people don't do that. People say that they're a team. People say that they're brothers, and they let some adversity get in the way. And it's like, nah, man, we was cool way back then. We ain't rocking like that no more.
Wow. And again, I all I want to do is echo this. Most people that follow me, you'll see my Instagram. It says 4:31 a.m., 5:15 a.m. If I get up at 7:30, the day is over. I might as well have got up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because there's too much to do. There's too much to do. If something that both of these guys are saying that you better take and you better rock with is this: there are no excuses. You've got to work all day. Like if you have a job, you got to come home and you got to do another job. That's just the way it is. Or you got to work 2 jobs to save your money. When I was an intern, I slept 3 hours a night, 4 hours a night. That helped me once I became Fatman School. You have 24 hours in a day, and you have a lot of things to do. If you are not committed to putting in more than the regular time to do what you have to do, you're finished. If you spend time watching Netflix and big booties on Instagram and not doing what you're supposed to do, it's a wrap for you. You're going to go past life and you're going to say, well, what the hell just happened? Look at these guys here. Again, I want to wrap this interview up by saying this. Somebody took the kitchen chair and you heard a kitchen table, you heard the thing go, and they put it down and filmed to where it is now. That is growth, that is dedication, that is determination. The name of this show, people, because some of y'all are new to it, it's called Sensible Ignorance. There are times that we are absolutely ignorant on this show, and then there are times that we are extremely sensible. This is one of those times. I want to think. No, sir. We can get very ignorant on this show. The fan base, we call them the ignorant because they have no goddamn sense. But I always have times where we're sensible and then we can get back to the ignorance. If you're somebody who loves ignorance, come back on Friday. You're gonna see all the ignorance that you can get your hands on and foolishness. I want to thank you guys for coming through, man. This is one of the interviews that I really wanted to do in my soul because I love what you guys are doing. And I wish that there was an Earn Your Leisure in 96 or 97 that I could have looked at and said, wait a minute, hold on, man, I'm doing the wrong thing. But it's never too late. And I hope that people listen, watch, and apply, man. And I'm giving you your flowers now. I applaud you guys for what you've done. And I don't even know if you even know what you've done. Now you're stepping into rappers. So if you teach rappers to invest and make money and they start rapping about it in their raps, they're going to influence everybody else.
Bingo.
Bingo, we got action.
Bingo.
Somebody gets it. Somebody gets it.
I understand exactly what you're doing. I understand how you're moving. I have an idea to do something along the same lines. That's another story. I told Rashad about it a while ago. I want to give you your flowers. I appreciate you guys more than you'll probably understand. I thank y'all for coming through.
Appreciate you. Shout out to all the alumni in here. I see they coming in. Paula was going on. Kika was going on. Ian, what up? We got a bunch of alumni.
I appreciate you, bro. And you've been a legend in the game for forever, man. So when you asked us to do it, it's an honor coming from New York. I mean, this is something that, is an honor for us. And hopefully we can do something this summer, man, to help bring back the vibe in New York, man. You the energy king. The king of energy, man.
We know when we hear your voice, it's time to hit it. Well, I'm going to be on the dance floor when I hear your voice.
Oh, yeah.
We know what time it is.
I'm good at that. I'm really good at that. I'm really good at hit the ball, hit the ball, hit the ball. I'm good at that. I really want to get good at hit the floor. I want to be as good at my businesses as hit the floor. And that's my goal. And I'm going to work on that. So thank you very much, man. People are probably going to end this broadcast because it's so sensible. We can't go back to ignorance. we can't go backwards to ignorance. We just got to leave it here. Again, is there anything you want to say for the people who have no damn idea about what you do, that have just been listening? Tell them where to find you and where to access all of your content.
Yeah, for sure. Once again, thank you. Earn your leisure. Keep it real simple. Earn your leisure across all YouTube, Instagram, wherever. Check us out. We put out daily content. We got our podcast, Market Mondays. We got a bunch of shows under the umbrella. So check us out if you're interested in learning about business, investing, and financial literacy. Okay, people, so that it sticks in your head. So that it sticks in your head and you go and you say, okay, shit, I almost forgot. Fatman Scoop, EYL, Fatman Scoop, EYL. Earn your leisure. Earn your leisure. Now that shit'll stick in your head, man. I need the drop. I need that drop. That might be the new intro. I need that drop. That's
just legendary. Send it to me. You know y'all my people. Just send me the email. You got my email. Just send me the email. I'll do it in the morning.
Oh, easy.
Appreciate you, bro.
My God.
God bless. I'll talk to y'all later. That's Earn Your Leisure right there. My brothers, I love what they're doing. Like I said, what else is there for me to say here, man? Fatman Scoop. Visit fatmanscoop.com to buy merch. Go to Fatman Scoop on Instagram TV or YouTube to see the full interview.